We will start with the general remarks, then we
arrive, if not at a strategic accommodation between administration is concerned.
Providing support networks. They were working with Turkish authorities to make sure the Ataturk airport was back up and running, also financial markets back up and running that Monday. So really, U.S. businesses responded immediately to the July 15th coup attempt to ensure there were no production gaps and really to take care of their employees. Use that to their advantage by opening up some new factories or plants in Turkey and use military sales. It's both about security and it's also about export volume. And I think that's still a strategic priority for this administration to make happen. So maybe there will be some type of strategic accommodation. The incentives are definitely there for both sides. But as we know, both leaders are very ambitious. And with this trade goal, perhaps we can also fast track some reforms that can open up new opportunities and new markets for different products and different services. So that brings me to the third point of how are we going to overcome this period where we're expecting potential sanctions through CATSA. Turkey commercial dialogue at a high level, so cabinet secretary to a Turkish minister, and ensure that they meet every year, especially looking at, and likewise for Turkish companies that are looking to do more in the United States, we need to do better at setting them up with different distributors, wholesalers, and really take different sectors.
In today's multi-dimensional security-wise, we need our own concern, especially for anti-crime. Yes, we have to understand each other, and we need more talks and more communication with not only the political-wise, and I'm sure, and there has been a lot of bilateral visit by regard to S-400 crisis.
All right. Thank you very much for your remarks. I'd like to turn to Ms. Miel. You actually point out in the team, so can you please talk about, and also you mentioned the dialogue actually, that perhaps solved the problem that communities of those countries.
Sure, so there definitely is a robust dialogue going on between Turkish business community, U.S. business community, Turkish government, U.S. government, and then between both business communities and the respective governments. Many of you in the room were probably at the several other Turkish officials, including the presidency spokesman, and also looking at the U.S. side, there was presence there by Secretary of Commerce and senior advisor to President Jared Kushner, as well as other officials throughout the government, including Ambassador Jim Jeffrey. I think that gives us confidence and reassurance that despite what crisis may be ahead of us, that there's a strong willingness from both sides to continue this dialogue. Both governments engaged in such sincere dialogue to help out the respective private
sectors. It has a great political symbolic. It has a great political symbolic. Or people who are interested in international relations and strategy, they're aware of it and they know what's going on. But it is partnership. Technology partnership with Russia, that suddenly elevates it to a political.
We are rediscovering the value of this strategic. If lobbying requires or media reaching out to media, etc., we have to do more on both sides.
Thank you very much. So let's turn to the audience. Anyone who willing to ask your hand, and there will be a mic come in. Please, we can start with you.
Hi, I'm Cristina Garcia Ayala. I'm with the ITA. I want to ask about Huawei. Granted, the U.S. has identified Huawei as a major security
backdoor to some of these communications, and they're not as
started with the 1960, 1980, and issues. Yes. Sometimes democratic rules and norms cannot be real as freely as applies, and you need to somehow rule out
secondary sanctions that would apply to Turkish companies or Turkish CEOs of those companies.